Imagine a factory floor, vast and silent, stretching out as far as the eye can see, bathed in the cool glow of overhead lights. Here, hundreds of orange robotic arms move in perfect harmony, their movements choreographed with machine-like precision, each one performing its task with unwavering consistency. There's no shouting, no clatter of tools, just a low, persistent hum that fills the air, a mechanical symphony that never misses a beat. This isn't science fiction, it's happening right now, deep within China's industrial heartland, where the future is being built one robotic movement at a time. These robots pivot, weld and lift with a precision no human can match, working tirelessly 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, without rest, fatigue, or error. Autonomous carts glide across the polished floor, guided by invisible lasers, while a massive gantry robot effortlessly lifts car chassis, orchestrating a ballet of steel and circuitry. The only humans you'll find are a handful of technicians, seated in a glass-walled control room, their eyes fixed on screens as they monitor this robotic orchestra, ready to intervene only if something goes awry. This factory is more than just a marvel of engineering, it's a glimpse into a much larger revolution, one that's transforming manufacturing at a breathtaking, almost unimaginable speed. It's not just about automation, it's about building the world's largest, most efficient robot workforce, a silent army that never sleeps. These machines aren't designed for war, they're built for economic supremacy, for the relentless pursuit of productivity and perfection. The goal is clear: to redefine what made in China means, shifting the world's perception from cheap labor to cutting-edge innovation and quality. The scale is staggering. Your phone, your car, your TV, chances are a robot in a factory like this played a part in their creation, assembling components with microscopic accuracy. These silent workers are the invisible force behind the global supply chain, ensuring that products move from factory to consumer with unprecedented speed and reliability. As their numbers grow, these robots aren't just changing how things are made, they're shifting the balance of global power, redefining what it means to be a manufacturing superpower. The hum of this factory is the sound of the future arriving, a constant reminder that the world is changing faster than ever before. In this new world, steel and silicon are the backbone of the workforce, replacing muscle and sweat with code and circuitry. The transformation is relentless, and it's only accelerating. Every day more robots are installed, more factories are automated, and the pace of change quickens. China's factories are rapidly becoming showcases of robotic innovation, drawing attention from around the globe for their scale and sophistication. The world is watching as this silent revolution unfolds, with business leaders and journalists flocking to witness the future of manufacturing firsthand. The question isn't if this future will arrive, it's how soon, and how prepared the rest of the world will be when it does. Welcome to the age of the robot factory, a new era where machines build the world and the future is assembled piece by piece in silence. Not long ago, robots were a luxury, expensive, imported, and out of reach for most Chinese factories. Only the largest companies could afford to experiment with automation, and even then the technology felt foreign and unfamiliar. Human labor was still cheaper, and automation seemed a distant dream. Factories relied on armies of workers to keep production lines moving, with people performing the same repetitive tasks day after day. For most business owners, the idea of replacing workers with machines seemed risky and unrealistic. Then, everything changed. Meet Mr. Li, a factory owner in Dongguan. Rising costs and labor shortages pushed him to try a locally made robot, half the price of foreign models. He was skeptical at first, but the need to stay competitive left him with little choice. The new robot was not only affordable but also surprisingly reliable. It was a gamble, but it paid off. Production soared, defects dropped, and soon his factory was run by hundreds of Chinese-made robots. The machines worked around the clock, never tiring, and quality improved dramatically. Mr. Li's profits grew, and he quickly realized he was witnessing a revolution. Mr. Li's story is now the norm, not the exception. Factory owners across the country began to take notice, eager to replicate his success and future-proof their businesses. Across China, tens of thousands of factories have followed suit, fueling a homegrown robotics boom. The shift was rapid and widespread, transforming entire industrial zones almost overnight. Fierce competition and government support drove prices down. What once cost $50,000 now sells for less than $20,000. Local startups raced to innovate, and government policies encouraged adoption, making robots more accessible than ever before. Robots are no longer a luxury, they're essential for survival and growth. In many factories, humans and robots now work side by side, each complementing the other's strengths. The workplace itself is evolving, with new roles emerging for workers who can manage and maintain these machines. This price revolution turned China from the world's biggest robot buyer into a robotics powerhouse. Chinese companies are not just using robots, they're designing, building, and exporting them to the world. The giant has awoken and it's building its own robot army. Every day, new factories join the movement, adding to the momentum and scale of this transformation. Automation is now accessible to factories big and small. Even family-run workshops and small businesses are finding ways to automate, leveling the playing field and boosting productivity across the board. The result? A tidal wave of investment and innovation. Venture capital is pouring into robotic startups and research labs are buzzing with new ideas, pushing the boundaries of what machines can do. China's factories are transforming at breakneck speed. Old equipment is being replaced and new production lines are springing up powered by the latest robotics technology. The world's supply chains are being rebuilt by machines. From assembly to logistics, robots are streamlining every step, making Chinese manufacturing faster, more flexible, and more resilient. The age of affordable automation has arrived, and it's changing everything, from the way products are made to the skills workers need to succeed in this new era. The future of manufacturing is being written in China, and the world is watching as a new industrial giant rises, powered by innovation, ambition, and a relentless drive to automate. Just a decade ago, if you walked into a Chinese factory, you'd see rows of robotic arms from foreign giants. Names like KUKA and Fanuc were everywhere, powering the nation's manufacturing boom. These imported machines were the backbone of China's rapid industrialization, and local brands were barely a blip on the radar. Fast forward to today, and the landscape has completely transformed. Now, homegrown brands like Eston, Innovance, and Xiaosun are not just present, they're leading the market, with their logos dominating factory floors across the country. Back in 2013, Chinese robot makers controlled less than a quarter of their own domestic market. But in just a few years they've surged ahead, now commanding over half, and their share is still climbing, year after year. This dramatic shift didn't happen by chance. It's the result of a deliberate, focused national strategy, with government support and industry collaboration driving rapid progress. Chinese companies have gone beyond simple assembly. They've mastered the production of core components, servo motors, controllers, and precision reducers, building the technological foundation needed for world-class robotics. By taking control of the entire supply chain, these companies have slashed costs, improved quality, and accelerated their pace of innovation. They can now iterate and upgrade their robots faster than ever before. The result? These aren't just cheap imitations anymore. Today's Chinese robots are sophisticated AI-powered machines, capable of complex tasks and smart decision-making on the factory floor. In the Pearl River Delta, entire production lines now run almost entirely on Chinese robots, often operating in near darkness to save energy and maximize efficiency, an impressive feat of modern automation. Made in China has taken on a new meaning. It now means made by China, from the ground up, with every critical component designed and built domestically. The world is starting to take notice. International journalists, business leaders, and competitors are watching as China's robotics industry sets new benchmarks. Local robots are now setting new standards for reliability, intelligence, and performance, often outperforming older foreign models in real-world tests. China's robotics ecosystem has become self-sustaining and world-class, with a vast network of companies collaborating and pushing each other to new heights. The pace of innovation is relentless. New prototypes and designs emerge constantly, as engineers race to stay ahead in this fiercely competitive field. The global balance of industrial power is shifting before our eyes, as China's robotic revolution spreads beyond its borders and reshapes manufacturing worldwide. And at the forefront of this transformation, China is leading the charge, driving the future of robotics, both at home and around the globe. How did this happen so fast? The answer: Made in China 2025, a bold national strategy launched in 2015. Its goal: transform China from low-cost manufacturer to high-tech superpower, with robotics at its core. Billions in government funding, tax breaks, and subsidies fueled a surge in automation. Aggressive targets for robot adoption were set and quickly surpassed. Universities and research institutes were mobilized to push the boundaries of technology. The result? China now installs more industrial robots each year than the rest of the world combined. The plan ignited a firestorm of innovation and competition. China's robotics industry is now looking outward, ready to compete globally. This is a state-sponsored mission to redefine the 21st century economy. The next frontier isn't just robotic arms, it's humanoid robots. China is racing to build machines that walk, talk, and interact like us. The government has made humanoid robots a national priority, pouring in funding and support. Tech giants and startups alike are showcasing robots that walk, use their hands, and converse with AI. These robots are being tested in real-world scenarios, from hospitals to disaster zones. In Beijing, Humanoid robots even compete in public marathons to prove their endurance and agility. China's approach is unique, a coordinated national effort building the entire supply chain from joints to AI brains. The goal: mass-produce affordable, capable humanoid robots soon. The era of the humanoid worker is approaching faster than anyone expected. The world is watching this new robotic race unfold. Behind every robot army is a human one: engineers, designers, programmers. China produces more STEM graduates each year than the US, Europe, and India combined. Millions of new engineers enter the workforce annually, fueling rapid innovation. The education system is aligned with national goals, emphasizing practical skills in robotics and AI. Students compete in robotics from a young age, fostering a culture of hands-on problem solving. This vast talent pool gives China a unique edge: large, skilled R&D teams ready to tackle any challenge. The combination of manufacturing scale, investment, and human capital is unmatched. It's this human element that makes China's robotic ambitions a reality. The robot marathon in Beijing is more than a spectacle. It's a symbol of a global race for technological supremacy. China is setting a blistering pace, surprising experts worldwide. While others debate, China builds entire supply chains, not just products. The West competes as individual companies. China competes as a nation. The global robotics market will be worth trillions, spanning factories, warehouses, hospitals, and homes. China aims to lead across the entire spectrum, controlling core technologies and manufacturing. For the first time, the West faces a rival with the scale and ambition to challenge its dominance. The race is on: innovate faster, build smarter, train more engineers. The outcome will shape the world's economic and technological future, and right now China is running very, very fast. What about the people? As robots take over factory floors, millions of jobs are at risk. China's economic miracle was built on human labor, but automation is changing the equation. The government is investing in retraining, turning workers into robot technicians and engineers. Demographics add urgency. China's population is aging, and the workforce is shrinking. Robots aren't just a choice, they're a necessity to maintain output and care for the elderly. The transition is painful, but many see automation as the only path forward. Robots fill dangerous, dirty, and dull jobs that younger generations avoid. It's a delicate balance, managing job losses while ensuring national survival and prosperity. We're witnessing the rise of a technological superpower at unprecedented speed. China isn't just building robot-filled factories, it's building a new kind of economy powered by automation and AI. The global order is shifting. The world's factory now designs and builds the machines that make everything. This challenges established industries and economies in ways we're only beginning to grasp. The implications are enormous: supply chain resilience, technological standards, and global influence. The nation that leads in robotics and AI will shape the rules for generations. Is the rest of the world ready for this shift? China's rise is a story of ambition, strategy, and relentless execution. It's both a challenge and an opportunity for others to adapt and innovate. The robot army is being assembled. The future is arriving faster than we thought. The only question left: are we ready to meet it?